Hello and welcome. I'm Jenny Hall. Thanks for joining me for another card making tutorial. Today's project is a shaker card, and I'm going to be sharing a very basic shaker card. If you have never created one, this is a perfect opportunity for you to follow along and craft a shaker card as we go. I'm going to be using some products from Pinkfresh Studios to decorate my shaker card. The very first basic thing is to create the front of the shaker card. There will be a foundation as well as a front, and it's very important to have both. The front of the shaker card must be able to sustain an opening, a window. And so I've used two dies here, that one inside the other, that would give me a broad enough frame so that it will hold on to a piece of acetate. I've used some adhesive and then attached that piece of acetate down directly to the back side of the shaker front. I know there's a lot of front and back terms, but that's very important. This is an opportunity that you could use all sorts of backgrounds and really make it gorgeous. However, for today's project, I want to just keep it very, very simple. And so I'm adding some color to a card base, not to a separate panel. And then I'll be doing some stamping and Copic coloring directly on the card base. I've chosen to keep it very simple so that if this is your first time making a shaker card, then you can follow along. I'm using Tuxedo Black ink from Memento because this is a friendly ink with Copic markers, which are alcohol markers, and that will allow me to add some color to these images. This is Unicorn Dreams stamp set, and I know I should have used the unicorn in this project too, but it would have taken away from the basics of making a shaker card, so I chose to keep it extremely, extremely simple. And if you have any questions about creating a shaker card, I would love for you to leave a comment so that I can help you out in any way possible. Once I have added all of the color to the card base, then our card base for the shaker is completed. Make sure everything dries really nicely. So our third step is to add some double-sided foam adhesive strips to the back side of the shaker front. So we've switched from the card base back over to the card front, to the shaker front, and I'm adding a wall of adhesive that is just inside the opening on top of the acetate, so that once we put our shaker bits, they'll be trapped in between the card base and the shaker front. I hope that makes sense. Now I'm using an anti-static tool to run along the inside of that foam adhesive. Now wait, don't put your window down like I did. I got a little too excited and forgot to put in my shaker bits. That's happened to me way too many times, but it's okay. I had a corner that had not yet made contact with the card base. So I put in my little shaker bits, and you can see now that that wall of foam adhesive is going to trap everything in that area between the shaker window and the card base. Does that make sense? I hope it does. It's a really simple theory. As long as you have no gaps in between your foam adhesive strips, then all your shaker bits will stay inside that area. And you can make it as tall or as low as you need to. However, just be really mindful that if you use any embellishments or glitter sequins, that are very chunky and tall, that they may not move around easily if you don't have enough space between the shaker front and the card base. So to decorate the card, again, I'm keeping it very simple, and I've used some dies also from Pinkfresh Studios to give the sentiment. And you could also have put the sentiment on the inside of the shaker. With shaker cards, there are unlimited possibilities, and it's really, really fun to create and come up with new ideas. I hope that you have learned something and you will try making a shaker card. This project is part of a hop of all shaker cards. So I would love for you to hop through. The link to the next video is in the video description top line. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.